Evening, folks. Just taking a stroll down the trail as usual. My daily routine. And before it gets dark out, try to enjoy some of this daylight while we still have it. But I wanted to talk to y'all about some things that were on my mind, and I've seen them happen enough times that I think it's time for me to speak on them and make a point. Cause I'm almost up here where the highway crosses over the tree line. So I'm going to stop right here before I get to the actual embankment and the highway is down, and I'm not climbing down to the highway, obviously. But because I've walked myself out, it's time to head on back. But what I wanted to say was, what you asked? What would I like to? What point would I like to make in reference to all of you guys who do these types of things? And am I going to offer you a solution? I'm not necessarily going to offer you a solution for this, but I'm just going to make a point to you. Racism is racism. Now, y'all know what racism is. Y'all understand it very clearly, what I'm saying. Y'all know what racism is, right? If you're an African American in America, you've probably spoken about racism, or you've heard about it, or you're immersed in the culture of it, and it's something that you're affected by. So we'll give you that we'll just say, hey, typically, whether you experience it or not, most black people are familiar with the understanding of what racism is. We'll just say that. And any other immigrants or groups not native to America. But then, let me make that bigger point that I'm trying to make, where I started out by saying racism is racism. And when I say that, I mean it doesn't matter who the offender is. It doesn't matter what race or culture they are, because if they're racist, they are. And the racism, the actual mechanics of what that is bad. It's toxic. It's not good for society, right? At large, it's not. And you have to believe that. I can hear the cars. I think I'm gonna go on down there. But no, what I'm saying to you is really though, racism is racism. Doesn't matter if it's black folks talking about white folks, or white folks talking about black folks, or Asians talking about black folks, or white folks talking about Asians, or Hispanics talking about black folks, or white folks, or anyone. The point I'm making is that all of y'all are people. Every single one of you breathe this air. There is not a single one of you who proclaims yourselves to be superior to another culture or race who does not have to breathe air. Now, you show me that person, and they may have some validity to who they think they are in contrast to everyone else. You show me that person. Racism is racism. Doesn't matter who the offender is. Now, just recently, I was having a working lunch with one of my colleagues who I do business with. And this is a white woman, pretty nice and professional lady. And we were having lunch working on a project. The waiters and the waitresses were pretty professional in the context of them providing us service. But there was an air of saltiness that we both experienced in that moment. And I don't know where it came from, which made me want to think about this deeper, because I say to myself, you know, when we typically think about racism, y'all conjure these images of Jim Crow or something, which is racism, yeah. But you guys, you picture one particular group of people infringing, right? You picture that one particular group. But when I think about it on a bigger level, because all of y'all are humans, I would hope all of you guys are human. Sometimes you behave like you're not human, and this is why I do these videos. But racism is racism. It doesn't matter if it's a white man making a statement. Now, let me say this. There are some things that need to be worked on. And so if you're one of these people in society and there is something that you need to fix in your particular cultural group, then you need to fix that. But what it comes down to is it doesn't really matter your skin color. What really comes down to is your character and your behavior. Because you're a human. And how you interact with other humans is one of those things that makes you a good or a bad person. And that is according to someone else's perspective. But typically you're a bad person when you're toxic to harm other people. Because see, I don't like any of you. That's the point I'm making to y'all. That's why I know that I'm not racist, because I don't like any of y'all's asses. And I'm serious. I don't like any of y'all. Show me a black person, male or female, I can point out something that irks the shit out of me. Show me a white person, male or female, I can point out some things that irk the shit out of me. So y'all see where I'm going with this. I can put any particular group in the slot and it could be the same outcome for me. I'm not a racist. But I was wondering this because it seems to me that a lot of people don't know what racism actually is. So when they throw around racial epithets, or they slur and mock other races. And I'm not necessarily talking about white people. I'm talking about all of the other cultural people who talk about white people. You know? Do you not understand that yes, there are some idiot white people? But that's not every white person, and you know that. I don't like making that argument in that fashion. But what I'm saying is that embrace the fact that if you say racial things, you are a fucking racist. It does not fucking matter what your skin color is. If you're black and you're speaking on Latinos, then you're fucking racist. If you're Latino and you're speaking on white folks, you're fucking racist. Because see, we can interchange the races. The venom is still the same. Doesn't matter. So I want y'all to grab the fact that if you've ever, and I have, and what really made me notice this was, yes, it was the incident at lunch. It was that incident that made me think about it. But before that, prior to that, I can remember being in different places. I've been in barbershops. I've heard conversations. I've heard people blame a particular racial group for something that they themselves had done. I know this firsthand. But somehow that other group was culpable for it. See, thinking like that is fucking very dangerous. Let me tell you why. Do y'all remember anything in old history? Do y'all remember anything that has ever occurred in this nation or just in wars and stuff? Do y'all remember Adolf Hitler? Do you remember him having the mindset that a particular group of people were the problem for his group? And what steps and series of events and actions he took to correct the problem that he had in his own mind? Because he was crazy. Let's make no mistake about that. Toxic behavior doesn't really matter when we go into any particular group. If you've ever looked at YouTube videos, and if you've ever seen the knockout game, same thing. Toxic behavior, violence, harming innocent people. Doesn't matter what color they are. This is not funny. This is not funny at all. So like I told y'all, you show me any particular racial group and I can point out something that irritates me or that's worthy of me saying that shit sucks. Don't do that. Any particular group. So when you look at it from that perspective, what you find is that people are people. There is no need to be racist and talk in ways where you're one group opposing some other group, because that's bullshit. You're a fucking human. Now I know I can go about my day and I'll probably encounter 100 decent black folks or 100 decent white folks or Asians or something. I may also in that same day encounter 100 ill-behaved people. And you can insert any racial group, because that's how I look at that. They're people. Think about that for a minute. Before you jump and you get up and you want to protest what I'm saying, think about something. If racism or racist is a word, and if you can look up that in the dictionary and whatever it tells you as its definitive, if you do that, then you are that. If I fucking paint pictures and shit, if I draw and I'm an artist, and I look up, what do you call someone who draws or who paints paintings? The dictionary definitive, the Webster's or whatever, I don't know, and I'm not gonna, don't quote me on this, but I'm just gonna say the definitive would likely be the person is an artist, is what it would say, to some extent. Well, I must be rush hour down there. I think I may climb over that bend. If I do that, y'all, and I get lost, y'all know where I was last at when y'all saw me. I was walking along the trail and I took it down to the very edge of the fucking woods where the highway is built up. So I took it down there. So if I get lost, y'all know where to find me. Y'all can tell the authorities and shit where I am. No, but seriously though, you know, you can enjoy anything you want. You can say whatever you want in your own mind. You can sit amongst your friends and you can talk dumb, narrow-minded bullshit all day. You can say whatever you want to say. You can say, hey, that group does this and this group does. We can say whatever you want. And in some cases, you may be fucking right. The problem I'm talking about is, I'm not saying don't say that these people do this, because see, when I talk about that knockout thing, I was talking about who mostly does that, and it's black kids who mostly do that. So it's not that I'm trying to peg a particular racial group. And you know, I'm just making a point that you may see something in a particular group, and that group may do that. And the problem comes in when you want that group to know. When you go to that group, to their face, and try to overtly harm their emotions by telling them what they're not worth, or some other negative thing that you want to project at them about how you feel because they look a certain way, or their culture is a certain thing, or a certain way or something. Yes, there are some fucked up things that all of the races do, that we can make a little bucket list. All of us could sit in a little support group and we can all raise our hand and give ideas and let them write them on the board about the things that we need to work on in our own communities. So this is not about one group over another group. What I want y'all to understand is that I know I'm not racist. And the reason why I know I'm not racist is because I can't stand any of y'all motherfuckers. I'm serious. In my mind, when I think about this, when I think I hate these motherfuckers, I can picture your black ass. I can picture that white person right there. I can picture that Asian. There's a couple of people, anybody. I can picture anybody in this past year alone. In different situations, me being in the store, where I've experienced assholes to the 10th degree, 10th power or some shit. I've experienced that. The highest degree of assholes, what I meant. I told y'all know I just say stuff, and you know, if I jumble on my words, I'm just getting my thoughts together. I'm just saying what comes to my mind. But when you make a concerted effort to be offensive to someone just because you don't like the way they look or something like that. That's wrong. That's toxic. Because they are human. And let's take this to another level. They are fucking conscious souls. Do you not believe that you have a soul? Do you not believe that you're alive, but something in you, because you are behind your body? You're not your physical flesh. You are the consciousness of you. So on that level, imagine a room full of us in our real, true conscious essence. Imagine that. Would we all look the same? Would we all look the same? Wouldn't we all be light people or some shit? So I want y'all to think about something, because those cars are calling me. I think I'm going to have to go and see what's down there. I think I need to go. No, but I'll wrap this up too, because I got to get back up here and it's getting dark. You know, maybe I'll hitch a ride on that with somebody then and bring me back down, and I can hop out or something. I don't know, but I just want y'all to know that. Take this. If y'all don't take anything else from anything I said, because I'm not trying to fucking entertain you, right? Some of you guys are BR. I'm just gonna use that term because y'all know I use that term, and if you know me well enough, you know what that term means. Okay. Racism is fucking racism. Doesn't matter who does it, it's wrong. I've established that. It's fucking wrong. So if you're doing it and you enjoy it, okay, enjoy it. Right? There'll be a consequence for your soul one day. And I'm not giving y'all any religious stuff. I'm just telling you that you're lost. So I'm going to get on back to this trail, the main part anyway, and I'm going to try to get on back up in here. But I want y'all to think about that. If you say racist things, if you use terminology that puts down another group of people, if you sit around, if you see someone in public and because you don't like their culture, you say blah, 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 you're fucking racist. Doesn't matter if you're black. If you're black talking about white people, you're fucking racist, because it is what it is. And vice versa. I hear a lot of people in the barbershops talking about racism and who's doing this racism. As if you guys are not fucking racist by the definitive and the example that you use for these other folks. I don't like any of y'all motherfuckers, for the record. It does not matter what color you are. I do not like y'all motherfuckers. And rightfully, because you're a bunch of anal idiots. Dumb.